Hello, loves. So today I'm picking up on quite an intense energy that feels that we're hitting a critical mass point. It's January 31st today when I'm recording it, and it very much feels like a deep portal energy. I'm sure many of you have been feeling these energies ramping up. A few hours ago, I was out actually running some errands, and this very intense energy overtook me. And it was like a deeper embodiment into my standards. And it was really interesting, but it felt like the energy of like righteous rage, like appropriate anger. And it was interesting because there was nothing necessarily specific that was happening externally to create this in the physical world, but felt very energetic. And as I was driving along, I also noticed like people, places, and things were really very present in the energies, which felt like multiple different timelines or old experiences, people, or whatever, raising to the surface of my awareness. And so, what I'm actually sensing is that many divine sacred feminines have reached their precipice point of being very, very ready to continue to grow to her next levels, almost like she has to make moves or the fruit could get overripe and start to rot. There is an energy that we've been speaking about, especially over the last few weeks, that many feminines are being divinely moved into new places, new frequencies that are much more aligned with who she has evolved into to match the version of who she is now versus who she was when she landed where she's been. And so, again, sometimes it can be an actual literal physical move. Sometimes it's a move in a frequency where everything in your environment starts to shift, even if you're not moved out of that environment, but that energies are moved. This seems to be really ramping up. I also sense that many are actually still stable within this. And what I mean by that is that there's an awareness that you're being moved. Everything might not be set up just yet, but there's definitely this energy that as things align and land in the physical, things will be moving very, very swiftly. Now, on the other side of this, I'm feeling an anger and a frustration within the divine masculine collective connected with sort of divinely being pushed to his next levels. You know, at a soul level, we're all wanting to grow, but there's something that's really being pushed on in that old comfortable numbness. I spoke about this on my most recent Patreon video that is really being pushed on in the collective. I'm speaking about the masculine collective because of the dynamics that we talk about here on Harmonious Hearts. But this is an overarching majority of the collective energies, masculine and feminines. But I know those of you that are here with me have been working on your ascension. You've been working your initiation. And so you've been going through this evolutionary process, and you're at this precipice point with awareness of some of the changes that are occurring. So it feels like quite a bit of emotion may be rising. But again, it was really coming in with those of you who resonate. Now, this could be masculine or feminine. I'm just telling you it was coming in from specific collective energies. Now, mind you, we all house both. So you may also be feeling a mixture of both of these within your own experiences simultaneously, which is also completely normal when we're taking down the old and building the new to sort of go through these processes of unraveling what was once comfortable and now uncomfortable, while also leading the way into the new energies. But anyway, it feels like it was so strong that I was guided to come on here and talk to you about it. And it felt like I really toyed with where I was supposed to post it. And it was like, this really needs to be on YouTube because it feels very, very collective and that many are experiencing this or witnessing this on a very large scale. I do feel that there is very new energy that's wanting to open up into February. In fact, weeks ago, maybe during the holiday season before we even moved into the new year, I kept seeing this vision that January and February were kind of like muddled, but then at the end of February, it looked like a birthing canal, like a pregnant belly ready to give very big birth. And so, from an energetic standpoint, it just feels like we're really reaching this precipice point and that things are going to be changing. And what I'm feeling and sensing, obviously, every single divine counterpart twin flame pair has a different experience, but we do see general energies and trends. Obviously, that's why we connect here. But I'm sensing that things are really, really, really reaching a critical mass, that a lot of change is going to be coming. I am hesitant to honestly bring in anything specific because it's so different for each person. But what I want to do is see if we can just bring in support messages. And if there is anything that does want to come through that's aligned and beneficial, I will absolutely honor that and bring it through. Okay. I just want you to know that my hesitation is coming from a place of always wanting to bring forth what is beneficial for you. And so, interestingly, I know you guys know if you've been here with me, I use the Light Seer deck very often. Last week, I was guided to get a brand new deck. I have like five of them. This is one of my favorite decks. But when I get a new deck, it's like a reset of the energy. Oh, look at that. I opened right to the Justice and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Wow, I like that because honestly, just seeing that immediately brought a very tempering energy to my system with this rage, righteous rage, and appropriate anger. And part of it is really coming through as this energy now of just like where humanity is sick and tired of being sick and tired of being held back, of being suppressed, of being exhausted and being limited and just needing to see their way out of the dirt. Okay. Wow. All right. Wow. Okay. That was cards just flew all over the place. Let's see what we got. I guess it wasn't as many as I thought. So, okay. So what fell first was this Four of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. And it's interesting because I was feeling this energy that many of the feminines have been so focused on themselves and so clear in their standards, in this deepening of her standards, in her willingness to not settle for what is not aligned, is what is creating this massive and swift change for her in a very aligned manner. It may have taken some time to get to this point, and it still may take a little bit of time to unfold, but it does absolutely feel that these standards that the divine feminines have been setting are absolutely bringing massive amounts of change to our planet. Very beautiful. And with that, what fell on the floor upside down and in reverse was the Three of Cups and the Three of Wands. And what this feels like to me is where the feminines set out on their journey, where they embodied into their standards as a collective and also focused on themselves as individuals is so massively impacting a lot. It's coming through. Like, this is hitting me in a way that it hasn't before. I knew that what we were doing and why we were here was significant. Clearly, it's why I show up with you the way that I do. But this is hitting me. How transformative the feminine's transformation is for the literal planetary energies. All right. Wow. I said this is why I like to get new, it's like a new deck. It just brings in a whole new energy. It feels very expansive. What else would like to come through? King of Wands, and the Emperor. And this to me is speaking about where the masculines are being activated into their own levels of righteous rage and appropriate anger. I feel that there's some resistance and that is being worked through. There's resistance that is being unraveled and dissolved within the masculine system. And it was a resistance of a natural protective survival mechanism that just no longer can stay in place. Okay. Because the collective is growing at such a massive rate that the masculines are being called into their true full essence and energy. And I feel like this emperor energy stepping forward is talking about what they're embodying into as the feminines are embodying into their empress. What is coming through in this moment is that many are currently going through this King of Wands activation, sort of that initiation by fire. That I'm really feeling was connected to the anger that I felt around, how can I put it? It was like being frustrated with where they are being pushed on in what is coming up in their system. But my sense is that what is coming up was the things that they have avoided and comfortably numbed out for a significant amount of time. And now that time is up. There is no more time to comfortably numb away from the truth. We are all being called into our alignment. It's just a natural energy and essence of what is happening on our planet as part of the ascension process. As Mother Earth moves, we move, period. So the resistance is something that is only going to create internal frustrations and angers until it finally dissolves. I have actually been witnessing this in masculines and feminines alike, but it's coming through via the masculine collective because they have been holding a deeper space in those energies for the collective and with the collective. Okay. But feminines holding that higher vision, and masculines, of course. I know there's some of you out there who have been working in these energies as well. It's really divinely pushing on the collective. I want to make that clear because the energy that was coming through was sort of a frustration of like, oh, why do I have to deal with this? I kind of sense that many of the masculines who have avoided their connection with their counterpart or attempted to freeze it and shut it down and were successful in the past are no longer able to do this. And it's not because the feminines are pressing or pushing or running or chasing. It is because this is divinely orchestrated energy. There is no more running from the truth of the divine. Okay. That is what is coming through. And I say this with the utmost compassion, but we are reaching a critical mass on our planet. And it is time for humanity to truly evolve out of the sleep of the codependent energies, the comfortable numbness that has kept us small and stuck as a whole planet. Okay. Now, I'm saying this with the utmost love, and you know this. As you can tell, my energy is quite hyper for me today, which is not necessarily normal, but it's all okay. I tend to get more like this in the nicer months. It's quite cold and rainy and damp here today, which normally it's colder than rain and normally snow, but there's lots of changes happening. The feeling of that, like high energy hyperness to me is speaking about sort of that fire under your behind. There is no more avoiding. There's no more avoiding. And it's really reaching this point is what's coming through. I want to see, I feel guided to get three more cards. Let me know if this is resonating with you guys. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Wow. Okay. Wow. So we have the Hermit and the Ten of Swords with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords. And I chose these next to the masculine. So this is very much speaking to me about where there have been emotions and heartbreaks that have been stuffed and frozen that are no longer able to be shut down. This is uncomfortable. This is an intense energy to walk through, but beneath this is the diamonds, okay? This feels why I'm guided to be here with you and talk to you through the masculine and feminine collectives the way that I am is because very much these collectives are at the precipice of these shifts. But these energies are happening collectively, even for those that do not identify as the counterpart collectives. Those of you here with me have just been guided by your higher self, and you've been initiated onto this path in a way that brings another level of awareness to your system. I believe that there's a reason for that. I believe that your soul chose that for a reason. Now, these messages come through. So, yes, we can support ourselves and our connection, but also so we can witness and support as called and as appropriate the collective energies on our planet. And sometimes it's just holding the space of truth within your heart, holding stability within yourself during the shifts, during the chaos, during the changes, because you have an awareness of the bigger eagle eye perspective of why things are occurring. Okay. That felt important too, because it does feel like something that's really getting drummed up in the masculine collective. Feminines may be feeling this as emotions, as frustration, as things that she has long since worked through, might be coming up because the masculines are now being divinely pushed into those places and spaces. So it's thawing out in new and deeper ways. If you're here with me and if this is resonating, process whatever you need to, but most of all, reestablish your internal stability, safety, strength, and security, understanding that this is happening for the overall planetary collective energies, and support yourself however you are needing to. Okay. And I also sense that some of you have already been very aware of this and doing it. And these messages are simply to just support that, give a high five, and confirm what you're already knowing and doing. Okay. All right. I know this was kind of intense. I'm going to let it simmer. You know what? I'm going to ask for one message of support. Is there anything else that wants to come through to support the collective here with me through these energies? Two came. Heart, home, compassion, many masks, authentic self. Holding steady into yourself, allowing whatever is not aligned with that true heart to unravel and release. Part of what you are feeling is where the collective is being called to their truth, and it is hitting on the masks that they have been wearing to maintain their old levels of comfort. This is an uncomfortable process. Many of you here with me have already walked it on a grand scale. Now it's just coming into the awareness that many are getting this pushed on very heavily right now. And those that have squished it down and avoided it, I feel like they might be getting pushed on a bit more intensely than others. Okay. But it also feels sort of like what I'm seeing with this is almost like if this is like the cement that is covering the truth, it's being broken up so this true heart can come forward. It's uncomfortable and a little bit scary in the meantime, but then it's so much better once you get through that process of that unveiling of the truth. Okay. So, hold stable, hold steady however you are able to. Know that I'm sending you so much love and I'm here whenever I can be. You know, I have different supports to offer if they feel aligned. I'll put everything in the pinned comment. And again, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if this is resonating. And again, I'll see you soon and hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night. Much love. Bye.